fly ball hit to deep left. Going back, looking up the wall. It's gone. The runner too far off the bag. They have picked him off. Cold strike 3. Frozen with a fastball.
Crimson Tide Baseball is on the air on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Breaking ball ripped down the line. It is a fair ball. It'll get into the corner. Rounding third and scoring. And Bama wins it on a walk-off.
Alabama Baseball is brought to you by Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Cook's Pest Control and Centricon, the unbeatable team for termite protection. Chick-fil-A. Download the Chick-fil-A app and score big before the game begins. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. And by Bud Light, it's for the fans. Now with a call of the game, here's Chris Stewart and Roger Hoover.
Roll Tide and welcome to the Alabama Baseball pregame show that's presented by Cook's Pest Control and Centricon, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. Good morning from Sewell-Thomas Stadium. As I mentioned last night before we went off the air, we're going to be dodging raindrops all throughout this weekend. Yesterday's game is moved up an hour until 5 p.m. That was the first pitch yesterday, and then the Bulldogs picked up the victory by a final score of 12-8. Now today, first pitch has been moved up 6 hours from 6 p.m. until noon as Alabama and Mississippi State try to beat the rain and try to get in game 2 of this 3-game series. But this is Roger Hoover. Great to welcome you back to Sewell-Thomas Stadium, listening across our radio network, maybe on the Varsity Network app, or also watching our video stream on the booth cam on all CTSN social media platforms. Crimson Tide trying to bounce back. Mississippi State entered yesterday just 1-8 in SEC play. The Crimson Tide 3-6, and it was the Bulldogs and the Crimson Tide playing a tie ball game until the top of the 7th inning. That's when Mississippi State hit 3 homers in the inning to grow the lead to eventually 10-4, and eventually picking up a 12-8 win over Alabama in Game 1. So for the Crimson Tide, trying to avoid losing 4 straight SEC series to start the year in conference play. Got to win today, got to win tomorrow. And for Alabama on the mound, it'll be Luke Coleman against Durangelo Sainja, a switch pitcher who will throw both from the right side and the left side of the mound. We'll tell you more about him coming up in just a moment. When we come back, we'll take a look at the lineup cards and we'll play baseball between the Crimson Tide and the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Game 2 of the series coming up next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Here's a fun fact for you. The average chameleon can point their eyes in 2 different directions. On the other hand, the average human can't. So unless you're a chameleon, there's absolutely no way you can focus on texting and driving at the same time. So don't do it, unless you're a chameleon.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the Lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Today it's the Crimson Tide and the Mississippi State Bulldogs. The starting lineups are presented by Chick-fil-A. All Alabama Chick-fil-A locations support Bama baseball. Before we fully dive into the starters for the Tide and the Dogs, why don't we first pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Welcome back to Sewell-Thomas Stadium. This is Roger Hoover with you from the radio booth. Jacob Smith producing back at our Learfield studios, and then Ethan Caravan producing our video stream, the booth cam on the CTSN YouTube and Twitter channels. So glad to have everybody along on this Friday afternoon. A good Friday to all of you as we see Luke Holman throw the pitching rubber for the Crimson Tide and start his warm-up tosses. Let's take a look at the lineup he'll face for Mississippi State with the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Very similar to yesterday, as Amani Larry leads off and plays second base. Colton Ledbetter batting second and in center field. Right fielder is Hunter Hines. He's the DH. Dakota Jordan, the left fielder, batting cleanup. Luke Hancock at first base batting fifth. Slade Elford at third base batting in the sixth spot. Kellum Clark in right field batting seventh. Batting eighth and at shortstop for the Dogs is Lane Forsythe, and then Ross Highfill is catching and batting ninth, and they will have Gerangelo Senja on the mound coming up in the bottom of the first. For the Crimson Tide, defensively around starter Luke Holman, Alabama features William Hameter in left, center fielder Andrew Pinckney, and then Tommy Seidel, the Sarge, out in right field. Bryce Eblin at third, Jim Jarvis at shortstop, Ed Johnson at second, first base Drew Williamson, catching is Dominic Temez for Luke Holman. Holman making his seventh start of the season today and overall his eighth appearance on the mound. 4 wins, 1 loss, a 3.07 ERA. 29 in the third innings of work. He's given up 11 runs, 10 of those earned on 17 hits. Very good strikeout to walk numbers for Holman. 40 strikeouts compared to only 10 walks, and batters against him hitting 165 as he gets set for this start against Mississippi State and what will be his third SEC start. So far in his time, back-to-back weekends, 0-1, a 7.56 ERA against Kentucky and Arkansas. Was doing pretty well early on against the Razorbacks before a home run kind of changed everything midway through the game. Talk more on that in a moment. Right now, it's time for first pitch in Tuscaloosa. 64 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Holman ready. And away we go. First pitch breaking ball, taken for an upstairs strike. First pitch time at 12:02 here locally in Tuscaloosa. So good afternoon to everybody. Playing 6 hours early, trying to avoid some rain tonight, and also avoiding having to play a doubleheader tomorrow. If the game tonight were to get rained out, here's the 0-1. Breaking ball again, swing again, miss again by Larry. Now it's strike two. Larry hitting .308, 3 homers, 21 runs batted in. Did a solid job at the top of the order last night for State. 1 for 5, but got on base again with a walk as well. Holman in front 0-2, righty on righty, and the pitch. Slider is swung on and slapped in the air to left. Hustling in is Hameter, and on the run, he puts it away for the first out. 1 gone for Luke Holman. Just getting going, scoreless in the top of the first at the Joe. Crimson Tide, as they always do in the second game of a weekend series, wearing white uniforms with crimson pinstripes. Script A on the front in crimson, crimson numerals on the front and back. Then the crimson ball cap with the white script A on the front. And for Mississippi State, kind of their 1985 look. The maroon tops, white pants, maroon ball caps. Mississippi State written on the front. Same style it was when Ron Polk was coaching back in the 80s with Rafael Palmeiro and Will the Thrill Clark. First pitch is swung on and fouled away by Ledbetter for strike one. Then the maroon caps for all the Bulldogs with the interlocking MS on the front in white. Holman setting down the leadoff batter Larry with a fly out to left. Bulldogs tacked on 2 runs yesterday in the first inning. 0-1. And that misses low. Count evens at a ball and a strike. That was against Crimson Tide starter Garrett McMillan, who only worked that first inning as he labored through with 34 pitches in his first start back and only his second game back after an offseason injury. 1-1. Curveball, swing and a miss. And it's a ball and 2 strikes on Ledbetter. Lefty batter who yesterday was 2 for 5. 1 out, nobody on base, no score as we're just getting going at Sewell-Thomas Stadium. Holman, the right-hander from the full windup, kicks and deals. Fastball called, third strike on the lower outside corner. Holman frozen with a 94-mile-an-hour heater, and that is out number 2. Now Hunter Hines to the plate with that. Bryce Eblin, the third baseman, jogs out to the normal second baseman position. Ed Johnson will shift over into shallow right field. Overshift for Hines. Lefty batter with power leading the way with 13 homers this year for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. First pitch. Curveball drops low for ball 1. Hines was having a quiet game, was 0 for his first 3, but he finished the game loudly. Most notably in the 7th inning with a home run that put the Bulldogs in front 5-4. 1-0. Fastball hit foul of the netting. Count evens to a ball and a strike. Then he added a double in the 8th inning, and that would lead to another run for Mississippi State. .352 average for Hines, along with 13 homers, 41 RBI. The 1-1. Low. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Holman just missing with the changeup. 2 gone and nobody on base. Scoreless in the top of the first. Now the 2-1 pitch. Fastball, called strike, lower inside corner. Joe Harris, the home plate umpire, ruling on all balls and strikes. Kevin Sweeney at first, Clint Lawson at second, Damian Beal, third base umpire. 2-2, no one on base, 2 gone. The pitch. Check swing on a slider in the dirt for ball 3. 3-2 on Hunter Hines as we're scoreless in the top of the first. 4 SEC home games for Alabama. The Crimson Tide seen the opponent score first in all of them to this point. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball on a check swing that bounced in the dirt before he even reached home plate, and Hines works the walk. Inning continues for Dakota Jordan. Scoreless in the top of the first as Holman faces Mississippi State. 4 wins on the year for Holman, 9th best in the SEC, and then also ties for the team lead. First pitch. Fastball peppers in for a strike. 94 on the lower outside corner. To the righty batting Jordan. .333 average, 3 home runs, and 16 runs batted in for the state left fielder. Holman from the stretch for the first time. The 0-1. Fastball is swung on and chopped on the grass, first base side. Holman picks it up, fires to first for the out, and the inning is over. 2-out walk to Hunter Hines, but that's it. Given up by Luke Holman in a scoreless top of the first. Moving to the bottom of the first, it's Mississippi State 0 and Alabama to the plate when we return. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Bama fans, college baseball is back. Rally up your friends with a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager to watch your team hit it out of the park on game day. Whether you're hanging out at the bar with your fellow Bama fans or watching with a friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there to celebrate every strikeout. So grab a cold, crisp Dos Equis and roll Tide. Dos Equis, proud partner of the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2023. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 65 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama baseball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
No score as the Crimson Tide come to the plate in the bottom of the first here in Tuscaloosa. Making his warm-up tosses on the mound is D'Angelo St. Joe. Let's take a look at the lineup he'll face. The starting lineup presented by Chick-fil-A. Roll Tide with Chick-fil-A for Brad Bohannon and the Crimson Tide. Alabama leading off will have Will Hodo, followed by Drew Williamson, batting second. And at first base, then it's Ed Johnson, the second baseman, batting third. Cleanup hitter again, Jim Jarvis. William Hamiter in left. Those two went back-to-back on home runs yesterday. Then batting sixth and catching for the first time this series, Dominic Temez. Bryce Eblin at third. He bats seventh. Andrew Pinckney, the center fielder, slides down to the 8th spot of the order. Then batting ninth once again and playing in right field, Tommy Seidel. State defensively with Dakota Jordan in left, center fielder Colton Ledbetter, and then Kellum Clark in right field. Slade Alford at third. Shortstop is Lane Forsythe. Amani Larry at second. Luke Hancock at first. Ross Highfill is catching for Saint-Jean. First pitch on the way from the right-hander is low and outside, but ruled a strike on a fastball to Will Hodo. Again, he is a switch pitcher. He's ambidextrous. He will pitch from both the right hand and the left hand in this start. 0-1. Here's the swing, and that's fouled straight back. Strike 2 on Hodo. Once again, Hodo in the top spot of the Crimson Tide batting order, went 1 for 4 in yesterday's game. Singled in the first inning. Also was hit by a pitch. Saint-Jean, after staring down at his PitchCom device, the 0-2. Fastball missed, lower outside corner, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on Hodo. Scoreless in the bottom of the first with the Crimson Tide to the plate, fresh off 8 runs yesterday on 8 hits. Still lost 12-8. Here's the 1-2. That misses low, and the count evens to 2 balls and 2 strikes. On a slider by Saint-Jean. Fastball curve slider change in his repertoire from both the right hand, like he's pitching to Hodo now, and the left hand. 2-2. Missed. Low and outside with the fastball. It's not sure the rhyme or reason why he picks to pitch either right-handed or left-handed. He has to declare it before he faces each hitter. Payoff pitch. Fastball is foul tipped. Straight back. 3-2. You would think he would stay lefty versus lefties, righty versus righties, but already that's not the case as he works from the right side against the lefty batting Hodo, and then you have another lefty hitter, Williamson, due up next. 5 of the 9 hitters bat from the left side for Alabama. Pitch. Fastball is swung on and stroked high in the air to left. Drifting back on it, Jordan just shy of the track. He'll square his shoulders and make a 2-handed catch for the first out. This first inning brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health, reminding you to protect your team by getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Tide fans ages 12 and older are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine in Alabama. For more information, visit alcovidvaccine.gov. Scoreless in the bottom of the first. Drew Williamson stepping in from the left side. First pitch. Saint-Jean once again pitching for the right side. Misses low. 4-1. Overshift on to the right side against the lefty hitting Williamson. The pitch. Dances low and in. Third baseman Alford playing midway on the dirt. Midway in between second base and third base. Only man on the left side. Pitch. High and outside, ball 3. 3-0. Saint-Jean his time on the mound. 3-1, a 4.55 ERA throughout his 7 appearances and 6 starts. 3-0 pitch. Skips in the home plate, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. Ed Johnson stepping in for the right side as he gets all the signals from Brad Bohannon. Head coach of the Crimson Tide coaching down the third base line. It's Hunter Morris coaching down the first base line for the Tide. Righty on righty. First pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1 on a fastball to Ed Johnson. Last night really looked good at the plate. 3 for 5. Even the 2 outs he had were lineouts to center field early, then finished 3 for his last 3 and also picked up an RBI. Pitch low, and the count evens to 1 ball and 1 strike. So he continues batting third in the lineup ahead of Jim Jarvis. It was Johnson who sparked a 2-outs, 3-run rally in the 9th inning yesterday to make it a 12-8 game. That would be the final score. 1-1. Breaking ball, swung on and missed, low and inside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on Johnson. Scoreless in the bottom of the first. Temperature in the mid-60s, partly cloudy skies, even hazy at times, no direct sunlight on the field. Pitch, check swing, low and outside, and the count at 2-2 on the Hewitt-Trussville product. Ed Johnson, who started his career at Auburn, made his way to Tennessee Tech before transferring prior to this season to Alabama. Overshift a little bit to the left side against him. Pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. First strikeout for Saint-Jean, who does have now 40 strikeouts compared to 17 walks this year. Two away for Jim Jarvis, who yesterday powered out a solo homer to right field. To the first section of the right field Ragers. Student section beyond right field. Pitch is low and inside for ball one. For Jarvis, it was his fifth home run, as he now has a career high 5 homers this year, and we're only in the first week of April. Hit 4 homers last year. Now 1-0, the pitch. Lefty batter takes outside, as Senja has remained a right-handed pitcher for this entire inning so far, regardless if it's a lefty or a righty at the plate. Scoreless in the bottom of the first. Williamson at first base with 2 gone. From the stretch, 2-0. Fastball skips into home plate, taking a big bounce right before it reached Highfield, the catcher, who walks on the grass in between the mound and home and softly tosses it back to Senja to try and slow him down just a bit. It was a 4-pitch walk earlier to Williamson. He's at first with 2 gone. Behind 3-0, Senja's pitch. Jarvis shows bunt, pulls back as that misses low and inside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning by Senja. William Hammett next up. Tied the game at 3 yesterday with a towering home run to right field. First pitch, lefty batter swings and knocks it high in the air to left, but very playable for Jordan with the shades on. He camps under it, makes the grab shoulder high, and that will end the inning on 1 pitch. Alabama strands 2 men on base as Alabama does not score against Senja in the bottom of the first. Second inning coming up. It's a scoreless contest between State and the Crimson Tide. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Ready for our little forest adventure?
Yes! So much waiting for me. Yeah, I wanna go outside. I wanna be.
We're here.
Whoa, that was fast.
There's a forest closer than you think. Find a park or forest near you and music inspired by nature. DiscoverTheForest.org. Brought to you by USDA Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're not too cool for me. And in return, I reciprocate that sentiment. I'll never be too cool for you. I was a man with a plan, but now I'm a dad with a decree, and you can't take that from me. Please let it be noted that I told my job they can dock my pay. Right now, it's just too important to take you to school every day. I want to be legendary for you. I want you to puff out your chest when you go to school, the same way I do. I walk taller because of you, because I found everything to live for.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
No score between the Bulldogs and the Crimson Tide as we reach the top of the second inning. That's brought to you by Homewood Suites Tuscaloosa. When in Tuscaloosa, stay at the new Homewood Suites, convenient to downtown Tuscaloosa and the University of Alabama campus. Inning will start with Luke Hancock, followed by Slade Alford and Kellum Clark. 5, 6, 7 in the order due up against Tide starter Luke Holman, who only needed 15 pitches to navigate through a scoreless first inning. Did give up a 2-out walk to Hunter Hines, but that was all the damage. Hancock climbs in from the left side. Righty on lefty, overshift to the right side. First pitch on the way. Fastball missed a little inside for a ball, and it's 1-0. Crimson Tide 22-9 entering today, 3-7 in the SEC. 1-0 from Holman. Fastball this time clips the corner, low and inside, 1-1. State, meanwhile, 18-13, but 2-8 in the SEC. 1-1 pitch. Curveball is swung on and lifted high down the right field line. Going into foul territory is Tommy Seidel, and on the warning track, Dirty makes the catch for the out. Foul fly out for Hancock for the first out in the top of the second. No score in the top of the second. Slade Alford next to the plate. So a win today for Mississippi State, and both teams would have the same record, 3 wins and 8 losses. First pitch to Alford. Fouled away on the fastball. Righty on righty, strike one. So the Crimson Tide in the SEC West currently 3.5 games back of Arkansas, leads the way at 6-3. Razorbacks haven't played so far, so LSU a half game back at 6-4. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away, and when I say haven't played, they haven't started their series so far this weekend until tonight against Ole Miss. Last night's game was postponed. 0-2 the count on Alford. And the pitch. Curveball is chopped on the ground on 2 big hops to short. Fielding it cleanly, Jim Jarvis guides it to first for the out. 2 away in this top of the second. Arkansas currently leads the West 6-3, LSU 6-4. The only 2 teams in the division with winning marks in league play. You have A&M 4-6, Alabama and Auburn both 3-7, then State 2-8. First pitch to Kellum Clark. Lefty batter takes a breaking ball low. No score in the top of the second. No one on base and 2 outs for the Bulldogs against Tide starter Luke Holman. Overshift to the right side. Here's the next pitch. Fastball, cracked foul. It's a ball and a strike. Over in the East, while teams are struggling to win in the West, everybody for the most part winning in the East. Vanderbilt a perfect 10-0. South Carolina 9-1. Their lone loss was to this Mississippi State team. 1-1. Curveball, upper part of the zone, a little too high. 2-1. Kentucky's looking really good at 8-1. Florida's 8-2. Florida took 2 out of 3 earlier this season against Alabama. 2-1 pitch. Fastball is lifted high and deep down the left field line, starting to slice, and that'll fall for a base hit on the warning track and fair ground. Hammett double clutches as he throws back to the infield. Kellum Clark going the opposite way with a double extends this top of the second. First hit of the game for the Bulldogs, courtesy of Clark. No score in the top of the second. Clark gets second with 2 gone. Holman from the stretch. A look at second. First pitch. Fastball, sprayed foul down the right side. Just finishing up those thoughts, you have Tennessee, the preseason pick to win the East, 4-6 so far. A series lost last week at LSU, lost last night to Florida. Mizzou swept Tennessee earlier in the season, but that's still the only 3 wins for Missouri in league play. They're 3-7, 0-1. Fastball hit on the ground to a diving second baseman, Johnson, to his left. He stands up in the right field grass, throws to first for the out, and that brings the inning to a close. Excellent glove work displayed by Crimson Tide second baseman Ed Johnson, and that brings this top of the second to an end as State once again does not score against Luke Holman. Bottom of the second next, it remains a scoreless ball game between the Tide and the Bulldogs. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When you're planning your next visit to Tuscaloosa, explore the upscale options available at the new AC Hotel by Marriott. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown Tuscaloosa, surrounding yourself in luxury and comfort in a spacious room with complimentary Wi-Fi, a smart TV, premium toiletries, and a plush bed, while the rooftop bar and lounge provides the best place in town to wind down after cheering the Crimson Tide to victory. AC Hotel Tuscaloosa Downtown is proud to be a preferred hotel partner of the University of Alabama Athletics. Are you sick of pretending to like boring hard seltzers that leave you feeling bloated? Tired of drinking the same old light beer? No time to make a mixed drink with all those complicated ingredients? Then it's time for you to try something different. Beatbox is now an official sponsor of Alabama and the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Packing an 11.1 APV punch, each Beatbox is bursting with delicious flavors. Beatbox is gluten-free, low sugar, and resealable, so you can always take the party on the go. There ain't no party like a Beatbox party. Roll Tide. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Going to the bottom of the second, this SEC series between Mississippi State and Alabama presented by Smile Doctors. Everyone deserves a reason to smile, and Smile Doctors Orthodontics here to help. Get the amazing smile you deserve. Sange's first pitch to Temez. Fastball missing, but rolled a strike on the inside corner. Visit SmileDoctors.com today and book your free consultation. St. Joe worked a scoreless bottom of the first. The right-hander's 0-1. Spins a little high and inside, and the count to an even ball and a strike on Crimson Tide catcher Dominic Tamez. 288 average for him, 2 homers, 14 runs batted in, splitting catching duties with Matt Cassetti, 1-1. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. 1-2. Tamez getting his first action of this series after hit pretty well last weekend at Arkansas. 1-2. Upstairs with the ball. And the count at an even 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Tamez. 5 for 13 against his former school. The Razorbacks last weekend tied for the team lead with 4 runs driven in. 2-2. Inside, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for St. Joe, and there's 1 gone, bottom of the second. Again, St. Joe, native of Curacao, is a switch pitcher. He can pitch both with the right hand and the left hand. We've only seen right so far. Started the season by switching it up a lot. First pitch to Eblin, lefty hitter, missing off the plate for a ball. His debut, a 14-3 win over Louisiana Monroe. 7 strikeouts, 6 of them came as a righty, 1-0. Fastball high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to Eblin. Eblin hitting .243 in the starting lineup tonight at third base after we saw Colby Shelton, freshman power hitter, in the lineup yesterday, 2-0. Fastball again, high and outside, 3-0. There were a pair of 4-pitch walks in the last inning for Alabama's 2 base runners. Now St. Joe falling behind 3-0. The pitch, called a strike, 3-1. So early on in the year, St. Joe threw righty against right-handed batters, lefty against lefties. But again, all right-handed so far today, 3-1. Outside for ball 4. Third walk today for St. Joe. Eblin at first with 1 gone. We are scoreless in the bottom of the second. And Chris Lamonis, head coach, coming out to speak with home plate umpire Joe Harris. No bullpen activity for the Bulldogs now. All the umpires are going to come together. There's no score here in this bottom of the second, as the umpires are going to converge on the mound. I have to wonder if there's something about the landing spot or something with the mound they don't like, or State didn't like. Kind of looking at the dirt on the landing spot, even brushing it with his feet a couple times, is Damian Beal, last night's home plate umpire. Now 2 umpires are going to speak with Brad Bohannon. So we may see some work on the mound coming up for just a moment, as we're in the bottom of the second, scoreless between the Crimson Tide and the Bulldogs. But Lamonis, head coach of the Bulldogs, the one who pointed it out. Must have realized from the body language St. Joe wasn't liking the dirt in his landing spot. I would imagine, this is all a guess to this point, you haven't heard the umpires give an explanation. Looking at replay of the last pitch, didn't really see anything out of the ordinary, foot not slipping or anything, as the ump's still on the mound. Talking with St. Joe. Kevin Sweeney will give an explanation to Lamonis, and first telling him to back up. He can't cross the first base to third base lines at all. Head coach is not allowed to do that, part of the new rules for this year. But grounds crew, I believe, will start working on the mound. I don't see them bringing out any extra dirt or anything like that. No score in the bottom of the second inning. St. Joe getting a lot of time as he's going to play catch with his first base umpire. And I remember the grounds crew kicking some of the dirt just to see, again, if it's too soft a landing spot or anything like that. Usually grounds crew will come out with dirt, with diamond dry material, ready to tamp it down. And now no extra dirt will be coming out, but a couple of tools, a rake, and also something to hammer down the dirt will be brought out. So bit of a delay to make sure the mound is all good to go. That gives me a perfect chance to remind you that Alabama football is back for the Golden Flake A-Day game on Saturday, April 22nd. Admission is free. Fans should plan to arrive early for all the festivities before the annual spring game at 2 p.m. A-Day, part of a full weekend of Alabama sports here in Tuscaloosa. Visit RolledTide.com for details. So the landing spot for Sanger and Holman is being raked around, and now some dirt will come out, some extra dirt to help the pitcher's mound. But something wasn't to Sanger's liking. I think things right now are pretty much to the liking of Luke Holman after he's pitched pretty well. And again, on the last pitch, didn't even notice any slippage or instability at all for Sanger, as the UA grounds crew is just raking the front slope of the mound and making sure it's good to go and playable for Crimson Tide and the Bulldogs. We are scoreless in the bottom of the second as we join you 6 hours earlier than expected, but credit to Alabama, Mississippi State, and the SEC office last night making the decision pretty much right after the game to move today's game from a scheduled 6 p.m. start to what we started with today at noon. Trying to avoid the rain. I know Alabama softball's been moving up its schedule as well, trying to avoid rain against South Carolina, and just glad we have that flexibility. Nothing worse than coming to the ballpark waiting when there's rain in the forecast. If you have a window to play. Now some water will be brought out to the mound as well, as this is turning into a pretty lengthy delay trying to make sure the mound is good to go. A lot of times in the big leagues, something like this will last only 3 or 4 minutes at most, but taking just a few moments to get all the necessary tools out there and to firm up the landing spot for the pitchers on the front slope of the mound closer to home plate. So the Bulldogs continuing to play catch all around the infield. Luke Holman has started to play catch as well. Crimson Tide starter for just a few moments as we continue in this bottom of the second in a scoreless game between the Crimson Tide and the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. Cadence Bank reminds you to keep up with everything Alabama. The Roll Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. You can download the Roll Tide mobile app now for free at the App Store and on Google Play. Still trying to get the mound good to go. You can see some very dark brown dirt mixed in amongst the tan dirt on the pitcher's mound. And trying to firm up that landing spot. The grounds crew doing the best they can, trying to make sure it is a safe landing spot. And Sanger has had quite a moment to ruminate on his walk to Bryce Eblin that puts Eblin aboard at first with only one out. We are scoreless in the bottom of the second inning. Even a lot of Alabama fans a little frustrated at the pace of fixing the mound and kind of the gamesmanship of Mississippi State to ask for it in this spot. Trying to slow down the progress and also hoping they could keep Sanger out of the rhythm he was in. Alabama wanted him to continue struggling with his location, as now the extra dirt that's been applied has just been blended in well with the rake at the very front of the mound, and everything kind of now matches the same colors. Grounds crew moves just to the left. Sanger will probably get a warm-up toss or two with the umpires around the pitching rubber to see whether or not everything is to his satisfaction. First warm-up pitch. Slider missed inside. You can hear the fans applauding as the grounds crew will start to make its way back. And it really wasn't that long of a delay, but it took a minute to get all the necessary tools ready to go for forming up the mound. So after one pitch, Sanger good to go, and we will resume play. We're in the bottom of the second. No score between Mississippi State and Alabama. Andrew Pinckney to the plate. Evelyn at first with one out. Righty on righty. Sanger, remaining a right-handed pitcher, throws to first, and Evelyn dives back in safely. Pinckney hitting .333, 4 homers, 18 runs batted in. Now the pitch, swing, and a bounding ball to third, charging into field at Alford. No play at second. He fires to first for the out. So Eblin will take second base. That was too tough to try and turn a double play, so Alford did the best he could to throw out Pinckney. No score in the bottom of the second as Tommy Seidel will step in from the left side. Sanger remaining right-handed pitcher, the ambidextrous native of Curacao, pitching for Mississippi State. First pitch in there for a strike on a slider at 81. Seidel hitting .410. 3 homers, 18 runs batted in. Last night, bottom of the order, was 1 for 3. Keeps getting hits in SEC games. The 0-1. Low and inside. And the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Seidel with 7 hits over the course of last weekend in Arkansas. A really good run for the Harvard graduate that's working on his MBA at Alabama. 1-1. Bounces into home plate. Blocked well by Highfill, the catcher. 2-1. Crimson Tide trying to cash in with a runner in scoring position. Eblin off second. The pitch darts inside. Slider got away from Sanger, and it's 3-1. Still no hits by the Crimson Tide today, but drawing walks. 3 of them so far for Sanger compared to 2 strikeouts. Now the 3-1. Fastball missed inside, ball 4. It's the 4th walk in 2 innings by Sanger. Will Hodo next up. We're scoreless in the bottom of the second. Alabama trying to strike first against an SEC team at home for the first time this year. Righty versus lefty. First pitch. Hodo takes high and off the plate. Alabama also had 2 men on base in the last inning, but it was a flyout by William Hamiter on the first pitch to left that closed out the inning in abrupt fashion. Hodo after taking ball 1. Next pitch, he takes again outside. 2-0. 2-0 on Hodo. We're scoreless in the bottom of the second. Sanger struggling with his control. No activity yet in the bullpen. The pitch bounces into home plate all the way to the backstop. Both runners advance. Throw goes very late to third base by Highfield to Alford, but already standing there was Bryce Eblin, and that's definitely a wild pitch. Sanger bounced that one right behind Hodo, and it took one big bounce right to the bricks behind home. 3-0 to Hodo. A walk loads the bases. First base open at the moment with 2 outs. We're scoreless bottom of the second. The pitch. Low and inside, ball 4. 3 walks in the inning by Sanger. Sanger, after getting a visit from Highfill as catcher, Highfill now jogs back behind home plate. Drew Williamson was the first walk recipient back in the first inning. Now he comes up with the bases loaded and 2 gone. No score in the bottom of the second. Sanger from the stretch. The first pitch is a strike, lower outside corner with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Williamson hitting .361, 9 homers, 32 runs batted in. Now the 0-1. Swung on, a line drive to center, dropping in for a base hit. Alabama takes the lead. Eblin scores, Seidel scores. It's Drew Williamson with a 2-out, 2-run single. And Alabama strikes first. It's a 2-0 lead for the Tide over Mississippi State in the bottom of the second. When the Crimson Tide needed a veteran to come through, Drew Williamson came through. 2-out, 2-run single. He's at first, runner at second base, Hodo. 2 on with 2 out, first pitch to Johnson. Swung on and belted high and deep in the air to left field, and this is gone! Ed Johnson with a towering 3-run homer to left, and in the bottom of the second, it's Alabama 5, Mississippi State nothing. Huge celebration for Johnson as he comes back to the dugout. He'll put on the disco helmet, take a picture to remember this 3-run shot that's made it Alabama 5 and Mississippi State nothing. Now Jim Jarvis, lefty batter, first pitch. Sanger sees that one fouled straight back. Walks have hurt Sanger. Loaded the bases with them, and now all 3 of those runs have scored, plus Williamson and Johnson with their hits, 0-1. Breaking ball, taken for a strike, lower outside corner, 0-2. Jarvis drew a walk first time up, now the 0-2. Breaking ball reached for and lined on one bounce to short. Bobbled by Forsythe, stays with it, throws to first on a close play, and Jarvis is out to close out the inning. But the damage done by the Crimson Tide with 2 outs. First it was Williamson with a 2-run single, followed by the 3-run homer by Ed Johnson. Third inning coming up next. It's the Crimson Tide in front by a 5-0 score. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Top of the third, it's a 5-0 lead for Alabama against Mississippi State. So a good opportunity for Luke Coleman to get a shutdown inning and maintain this advantage. Third inning brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. Go to rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent who can provide local, personalized insurance expertise today. So the Crimson Tide, after this offense last night, scuffled at times, even though scored 8 runs, which looks good, but still left a lot of men on base. Alabama had 8 runs on 8 hits, but left 8 men on base in the ball game. Good to see them break through early and again, for the first time in an SEC game at home, score first. 5 runs in the bottom of the second. Now Ross Highfield, the catcher, first pitch. Breaking ball, waved at and missed for strike 1. Highfield followed by Larry and then Ledbetter in this third inning. 9-1-2 in the batting order for Mississippi State. 0-1. Check swing on a changeup low and off the plate. And Highfield laid off 1-1. He was struggling coming into yesterday. Only 2 for 28 Highfield in SEC play, but he did not struggle yesterday. 1-1. Swung on and popped up high in the air to the first baseman, who will give way to Johnson. Second baseman back of the dirt. Drifts into the first cuts of green grass in right field and makes the catch for the out. 5-0 Alabama leads, top of the third. Bradley Lofton warming up in the Mississippi State bullpen at the moment. Right-hander with Sanger struggling in the last inning. Pitch, fastball, inside corner strike. Fly out to left for Larry his first time up as Holman faces the order a second time through. Now the 0-1. Breaking ball low and outside, and the count to an even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the 1-1. Inside, it hit him. On the left elbow guard or possibly the shoulder. Larry hit by the pitch to put a 1-out base runner for Mississippi State at first. Five 0 Alabama leads, top of the third inning. Next up will be Colton Ledbetter. Ledbetter steps in from the left side. A little bit extra time given to Ledbetter. Now he's Good to go, according to home plate umpire Joe Harris. Throw to first, tag applied, but runner back in safe. Next pitch. Fastball missing low, 1-0. Ledbetter struck out looking his first time up. Now the 1-0. Fastball, strike call, lower outside corner, 1-1. Holman getting set, spin and a throw to first, and diving back in safely is Amani Leary, who is tied for the team lead with 14 stolen bags this year. Now the 1-1. Breaking ball, tapped to the front of the mound. Holman's got it. On to second for one. Jarvis to first. It's close, but it's there, and the inning is over. Ledbetter hitting into the 1-6-3 double play, promptly bringing this top of the third to a close, and Luke Holman gets the shutdown inning that Alabama needed. Bottom of the third coming up next. It's the Crimson Tide with a 5-0 lead over the Bulldogs. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
In SEC sports, the ifs come at you every minute. What if your QB had released the ball a second earlier? What if the head coach hadn't used his last time out? What if your team goes all the way this season? If you love the tradition, if you live for the rivalry, if you can't wait each week for the absolute edge of your seat action, Regions is right there with you as the official bank of the SEC.
Regions can't help you with the ifs in sports. Regions helps you embrace the infinite life.
Member FDIC.
The excitement of our championship teams is in full force. But the battle against COVID-19 isn't finished, as the need to protect our community is still ongoing. I'm Jordan Battle. And I'm Henry To'oto'o. We're here to remind fans across Alabama to protect those around you by getting your COVID-19 vaccine and any boosters. Free vaccinations are available for everyone 6 months and older at county health departments and in retail locations within your communities. Visit alcovidvaccine.gov for more information. Stay safe and roll Tide.
Mississippi State having to make the game's first call of the bullpen. That's presented by Auto Owners Insurance. You can make the call to Auto Owners Insurance. Go to rolltide.com/auto owners. Partner with an independent Alabama agent who can provide local, personalized insurance expertise today. Taking over on the mound will be a lefty pitcher, Bradley Lofton. He stands at 6'3", 197 pounds, a freshman from South Haven, Mississippi. Looking at what Lofton has done so far this year for the Bulldogs on the Hill, they have had a tough go of it pitching-wise, a team ERA of 6.52. Lofton has had a pretty good run of success, actually. He's been 2-1 in 6 appearances and 5 starts with a 2.25 ERA. 24 innings of work. He's given up 9 runs, 6 of those earned on 12 hits. 24 walks compared to 39 strikeouts. So walks gotten him in trouble. He leads the staff in walks so far this year. But 39 strikeouts tied for the team lead coming into today. So kind of similar to a lot of the pitchers, Sanger included, Colby Holcomb yesterday, that will strike a lot of batters out, but walk a lot of batters. Lefty on lefty, first pitch to Hameter. Low and inside for a ball. 93-mile-an-hour fastball to Hameter, who had a fly out to left field last time up. Now the 1-0 pitch. Shows bunt, pulls back as that dips low for ball 2. Hameter's home run to the very next to last section in the right field Ragers. Huge hill that has 7 different levels at the very top of it, out beyond right. Here's the pitch. Shows bunt, pulls it back as that skips low, 3-0. Decent crowd already in the first couple sections of the right field Ragers. Students finding a way to avoid class on this Friday afternoon. Hopefully it'll fill up as we get deeper and deeper into the afternoon. 3-0. Hameter shows bunt, pulls it back. That's a 4-pitch walk. Leadoff walk starts this bottom of the third with Alabama up 5-0 on Mississippi State. Crimson Tide have drawn 6 walks already today compared to only striking out twice. Lefty to righty. Tamez showing bunts. First pitch. Skips into home plate and rolls behind the catcher to his left at the front edge of the Alabama dugout. A wild pitch will move Hamiter to second base. Already a runner in scoring position. We'll see if Tamez still tries to lay down a bunt with Hamiter already in scoring position. Lofton kicking at the dirt in front of the mound that caused such a lengthy delay in the bottom of the second before Sanger eventually gave up the 2-run single to Williamson and the 3-run homer to Johnson. 1-0 pitch. Still showing bunt, pulling the barrel back as that misses for ball 2. Hamiter at second with nobody out. 2-0. Tamez showing bunts. Pulls it back. That time a strike on the inner half. Fastball at 91 from Lofton. Some relievers stretching, but nobody really warming up in the Mississippi State bullpen. 2-1. Swing, and this is pelted high, but foul out of play down the right side. 2-2 on Tamez. Now the 2-2. Big swing and a miss on a breaking ball, a curve low and inside, strike 3. Second time Tamez has struck out today. Five-0 Alabama leading, bottom of the third here at Sewell-Thomas Stadium. Game 2 of the series. Alabama's got to win today, got to win tomorrow to avoid a series loss. First pitch. Breaking ball low and in for ball 1. The ball went behind Highfield, the catcher, just behind his feet for a moment before he found it at the back of the catcher's box. Hamiter into his leadoff second base. Lofton from the belt. And the 1-0. Just a little low and outside. Fastball at 92. Didn't miss by much to Bryce Eblin. It was his walk with 1 out that got it started last inning. Now the 2-0. Swing and a bouncing ball fell right down the first base line, right by Hunter Morris, first base coach. 2-1 on Eblin. It's 5-0 Alabama lead in the bottom of the third. This middle game of the series tomorrow, scheduled for 5 o'clock. Again, subject to change, just like today's first pitch is moved up 6 hours. Yesterday's first pitch moved up an hour. 2-1. Curveball high. 3-1 on Eblin. First base is open with 1 out. Lofton from the stretch. A look at second. And the pitch. Low for ball 4. More walks for the Crimson Tide. That is 7. So we're still not even 2 times through the order for Alabama at the plate today. Tapper starting to warm up for the Bulldogs in the bullpen, a lefty. Look back at second. And the first pitch. Pinckney takes a breaking ball for a high strike. Pinckney, a ground out to third last time up. In last night's game, hit by a pitch, a couple of strikeouts, also reached on an error. The 0-1. Bends inside, and the count to an even 1 ball and 1 strike. And when we say hit by a pitch, he was hit on the very top of his crimson batting helmet. 5-0 Alabama trying to build to a lead. The run rule's in effect for all SEC games this year. 1-1. Low and outside, 2-1. So the Tide would love to get to that. State's already been run ruled by a few SEC teams this year. And that's, of course, 10 runs after 7 innings. Ball game over. 10-run margin. 2-1. A look at second and the pitch. Breaking ball, strike call, and it's now 2-2 as Pinckney takes a good curve. Only 1 gone, 2 men on base with 1 out. Now the 2-2. Low and inside, ball 3. Breaking ball got away from Lofton that time. Tied already 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position. The 2 hits were in the last inning by Williamson and Johnson. Payoff pitch. Swing and a foul tip held on to by the catcher. Strike 3. Pinckney strikes out. 2 gone in the inning. Five-0 Alabama, bottom of the third. 2 on for Tommy Seidel. Lefty against righty. A look at second and the first pitch. Low and inside for a ball. Curveball from Lofton that got away from him. Seidel drew a walk last time up. Wearing the shades on this mostly cloudy Friday afternoon. A look at second, 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss out in front of a curveball, low and outside. Ball and the strike on Seidel. Hammiter at second base drew a leadoff walk to start the inning. Got there on a wild pitch. Then a walk to Eblin. 1-1. Low as that bounced into home plate. Highfield did a good job blocking it. And just catching the ball has been tough for State with the wild pitches we've seen already in this game and last night. Now the 2-1. Misses upstairs on a curveball. 3 balls and a strike to Tommy Seidel. 2 on with 2 gone. Alabama trying to build on a 5-0 lead bottom of the third. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Now it's 3-2. Another curveball. Crimson Tide. Righty batters have been chasing that all against Lofton. Temez striking out swinging. Pinckney striking out swinging. Now Seidel down to his last strike, 3-2. A little bit of extra time. Lofton taking a moment. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Went back to it. The curveball gets him 3 strikeouts in the inning, so despite the 2 walks, it's Lofton with a scoreless bottom of the third. 4th inning coming up. It remains an Alabama lead of 5-0 over Mississippi State. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
To your children's eyes to see the true magic of a forest. It's a storybook world for them. You look and see a tree. They see the wrinkled face of a wizard with arms outstretched to the sky. They see treasure in pebbles. They see a windy path that could lead to adventure. And they see you, their fearless guide through this fascinating world.
Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
Top of the 4th at the Joe. It's a 5-0 lead for Alabama against Mississippi State. And this 4th inning is brought to you by Bojangles. Download the new Bojangles app and bring the flavor to your next baseball tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and all the fixins. All by ordering ahead on the convenient Bojangles app. It's Bo time, y'all. Start this top of the 4th inning with Hunter Hines, Dakota Jordan, Luke Hancock. Dangerous hitters to the plate. Second time through the order for Mississippi State against Luke Holman. Holman, 3 scoreless innings, only allowing a hit. First pitch on the way. Hines swings and cranks it high and deep down the right field line, well out of the ballpark, but foul. Hines showing off his power that he displayed yesterday when he broke a 4-4 tie with a solo home run, his 13th of the year. Overshift is on to the right side for the Crimson Tide. Now the 0-1. Check swing, that ball low. Ball and a strike on Hunter Hines. Holman gave up 3-run homer to Kendall Diggs on Saturday that kind of turned the Arkansas game around, middle game of the series. Now 1-1 and the pitch. Swing, and that's fouled back. It's a Saturday game, and it was around the same time. It was the fourth inning. A couple men got on base. And with 2 outs and a 2-2 pitch, after there had been a borderline ball that would, if it had been ruled a strike, would have gotten Holman out of the inning. Eventually, it led to Diggs with a 3-run homer that made it 4-3 and gave Arkansas their first bit of life in the series. 1-2. Curveball, pretty good location. Missing a little in for ball 2. Slight check swing by Hines, a slight bend to the shoulders, but that was it. Waving the red bat in front. Now over his left shoulder, Hines to the plate, 2-2. Curveball got him swinging. Just the second strikeout today for Luke Holman, but it comes at the perfect time against Hunter Hines. Five, nothing Alabama leads. Top of the fourth, middle game of the series. First pitch to Jordan. Lefty batter takes a curveball low for ball 1. Jordan grounded out to the pitcher his first time to the plate. Cleanup batter for Mississippi State. Next pitch. Fastball line to left for a base hit. Jordan aboard with a 1-out single. Holman has had to deal with a base runner in each inning. The third inning hit Amani Leary with the pitch with 1 out before Ledbetter hit into an inning-ending double play. Now Luke Hancock steps in from the left side. Shifted infield around to the rights, and nobody at third base for the Crimson Tide. First pitch, curveball, called strike, lower outside corner. Long fly out down the right field line and foul territory for Hancock his first time up. 5-0 Alabama leads top of the fourth. Throw to first, runner back in time. Holman ready to go. The 0-1. Fastball hit foul. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Top of the fourth inning, 5-0 Alabama leading Mississippi State. Holman versus Hancock, 0-2. Curveball low and inside, 1-2. This is Roger Hoover with you from the home radio booth. Our game being produced by Jacob Smith back at our Learfield studios, and then Ethan Carabin producing our booth cam on all CTSN social media platforms. The 1-2. Curveball slowly chopped on the grass and foul. Really turf. There's turf around the infield dirt here at Sewell-Thomas Stadium in foul territory. Grass on the infield and in the outfield. That one hit foul by Hancock as Holman tries to maintain a 5-0 lead for Alabama. Just joining us, 2-out, 2-run single in the second inning gave Drew Williamson and the Tide a 2-0 lead. Throw to first, runner back in time. Right after that, Ed Johnson powered out a 3-run homer to left to make it 5-0 Alabama. Holman scoreless pitching on the mound for the Tide. Now the 1-2. Slider, called third strike, lower outside corner. Second strikeout of the inning for Holman and his third in this game. Slade Alford next to the plate. Top of the fourth inning, 5-0 Alabama leads Mississippi State. Righty on righty. First pitch is a slider that had been a little too far inside. For ball 1 to Alford, who had a ground out to short his first time up. One 1-0 on Alford. Holman from the belt. And the pitch. Slider, strike call this time, lower inside corner. Holman making his third SEC start, and this one Going very well. We're at top of the fourth inning, 2 gone. Chance to get out of the inning with 1 more out. 1-1. Fastball lasered foul. Right side, and it's a ball and 2 strikes unoffered. Holman a strike away from getting out of the inning. Trying to maintain a 5-0 Alabama lead. Jordan into his leadoff first base with 2 gone. The 1-2. Breaking ball is sent high in the air to center. Moving back on this is Pinckney, closer to left center, and on the warning track, Andrew Pinckney with the grab, and that'll bring the inning to a close. Luke Holman has tossed 4 scoreless innings to begin this game against Mississippi State. We move to the bottom of the fourth with Alabama leading 5-0. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
And the pitch.
A swing so powerful it takes our breath away. A double play that has us high-fiving strangers, swaying together with every take me out to the ball game, and the rally that brings us to our feet as one. At Alabama Power, we believe that sharing 9 innings of baseball makes us a better community. It's a powerful spirit that energizes the communities we serve. It's power for a better Alabama. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Bama fans, college baseball is back. Rally up your friends with a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager to watch your team hit it out of the park on game day. Whether you're hanging out at the bar with your fellow Bama fans or watching with a friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there to celebrate every strikeout. So grab a cold, crisp Dos Equis and roll Tide. Dos Equis, proud partner of the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2023. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Bottom of the fourth inning here at Sewell-Thomas Stadium. It's a 5-0 lead for Alabama against Mississippi State. Be sure to visit the Bryant Museum on your next visit to Tuscaloosa, located on the UA campus just across from Sewell-Thomas Stadium. Open every day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., except on Mondays. You can access online at bryantmuseum.com. Light rain starting to fall here in Tuscaloosa. Again, we are going to be dodging raindrops not only today, but also tomorrow, and we did last night to an extent. Still pretty faint, but even can feel them trickling in the radio booth every now and then. Hodo, the plate, first pitch. Takes the ball in the dirt, 4-1. Top of the order, due up, starting with Hodo, then Williamson, then Johnson. Hodo, for his part in the 5-run second, extended the inning with a walk. Lofton, the lefty, 1-0. Low and inside to Hodo, and it's 2-0. That set up the heroics we saw right after by Williamson and Johnson. 2-0. Low and inside, ball 3. Tide hitters with 7 walks drawn compared to 5 strikeouts through 3 innings at the plate so far against Mississippi State. Behind 3-0. Lofton with the pitch. That missed, but is ruled a strike. Fastball a little low and inside, but ruled strike 1. 3-1. Skips into home plate, ball 4. Hodo with the bat toss as he draws his second walk tonight. Drew Williamson next up for the Crimson Tide with Alton Davis II jogging out to the bullpen with a rain jacket for the Crimson Tide. Holman is in a really good spot on the mound for Alabama, and he's only thrown 52 pitches. First pitch, Williamson taking outside for a strike. Coach Mahanan even mentioned it last night in our post-game chat with him. Yes, tough loss, 12-8, but was able to save some of his bullpen. 0-1. Low, and there's a strike. Lower inside corner to Williamson. Lefty on lefty. Lofton in front of 2. Pitch to Williamson. Actually, a throw to first. Runner back in safely. 5-0 Crimson Tide. Hodo at first. Nobody out in this bottom of the fourth. The 0-2. Low and outside on a slider. Some more bullpen activity for the Bulldogs as this fourth inning rolls along. Playing under a light rain. A lot of fans have left the seats down below and try to get under the large overhang from the roof. Here's the 1-2. Here's a swing, and this one's launched high and deep in the air to right field. Clark is there on the warning track, and he'll make the grab for the outs. Off the bat, seemed destined for a 2-run homer by Drew Williamson. Great swing, great extension and follow-through. Cutting through the raindrops, just falling onto the warning track, and Clark is there. So one gone. I'll send Ed Johnson up. His 3-run bomb was a no-doubter back in the bottom of the second. To make it 5-zip, that's the score now in the bottom of the fourth. Lefty to righty, first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a strike. Lower outside corner. 3-run homer for Johnson, just his 4th home run as a member of the Crimson Tide. Next pitch. Fastball just missed. Lower outside corner. Look at first, and the pitch. In the dirt, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1. Breaking ball is swung on and popped up. High into shallow right field due to a bit of an outfield shift. No one was really there in shallow right. Monty Leary drifts back, and the second baseman puts it away for the out. By the way, that home run was the first since March 11th for Johnson, when he had a grand slam against Columbia, game 1 of a doubleheader here at Sewell-Thomas Stadium. Nearly a month since his last homer. 3-run shot that he had earlier. Jim Jarvis homered just yesterday. Lefty on lefty. First pitch from Lofton. Swing and a slow grounder to the second baseman, fielding or shortstop. It's Forsythe throwing to first for the out, and that will bring the inning to a close. Leadoff walk to the Crimson Tide's Hodo, but then after that, Lofton settled in, got 3 outs in a row. 5th inning coming up next. It remains Alabama with a 5-0 lead against Mississippi State. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Unused prescription opioid pain medicines can spell trouble. They can spell risk if taken by someone they weren't prescribed for, harm if accidentally taken by a child or pet, or overdose if they're not used as directed. Safely dispose of opioids before they can hurt your family. Find a drug take-back option such as medicine drop boxes. You may find these in your community at local pharmacies or police stations. Visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Crimson Tide 5, Bulldogs of Mississippi State, nothing. This 5th inning brought to you by Residence Inn, located along the peaceful banks of the Black Warrior River. Residence Inn Tuscaloosa, just a short drive from campus and downtown. Their studio and 1-bedroom suites feature fully equipped kitchens, flat panel smart TVs, modern workspaces, and free high-speed Wi-Fi at Residence Inn Tuscaloosa. Not just a room, it's a residence. Today's artist in residence has been Luke Coleman on the mound for the Tide with 4 scoreless innings, only giving up 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and he's only at 52 pitches as we start this inning, and 52 pitches, 36 strikes in that time on the mound. Bottom third of the order due up, starting with Kellum Clark. They rake the infield dirt in between innings. So now the tan dirt looks very smooth as we start play in the top of the 5th. Right, a lefty, first pitch to Clark. Curved ball dropped in for a strike. 77 on the gun from Luke Holman. From Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania, now in his sophomore year. Clark had doubled on the left field line last time, 0-1. Fastball, swing and a miss. Strike two. 93 miles per hour on the heater by Luke Holman. Now the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, a check swing. No swing offered, according to third base umpire Damian Beal. Holman has a sign he wants. Overshift on to the right side. 1-2 on its way. Curveball, high and outside, and it's 2-2 on Clark. Top of the fifth inning, Crimson Tide with a 5-0 lead, needing to win this game to set up a rubber match tomorrow. 2-2 on its way. Fastball, sprayed foul to the netting behind home. 2-2 remains on Kellum Clark. Alabama's so far lost every SEC series. Dropped the first two at Florida. Picked up a win game 3. Dropped the first two to Kentucky. Won game 3 at home. Here's a swing and a bouncing ball to first. It stays a fair ball. Behind the bag, Williamson's got it, and he'll jog it to the square for the out. Well, it looks like that'll be ruled a foul ball from Clark. Brad Bohannon a little inquisitive at the top step of the dugout. Clark has extra life at the plate. 2-2. Two and two remains on Clark. Holman ready from the full windup. With the 2-2. Fastball. Missed a little high. Right over the plate at 94 miles per hour. So a full count after Alabama thought it already had one out. Payoff pitch. Fouled away by Clark. Count staying full at 3-2. Last weekend against Arkansas, Crimson Tide won the opener and then dropped the next two. So after dropping last night's game 12-8, trying to bounce back with a win today. Payoff pitch. Fastball low and inside, ball 4. Lead-off walk, and Holman really thought he had, of course, a ground out when there was ruled a foul ball on the bouncing ball to Williamson. Then thought he had the strikeout with a pitch that was ruled high for ball 3, and now it's a walk to put a man aboard. Forsythe next to the plate. Robbed of a hit by a great effort by Ed Johnson last time up at second base. First pitch. Check swing and a breaking ball, strike 1. Good slider from Holman. 5-0 Alabama, top of the 5th against Mississippi State. Throw to first. Close play, but diving back in safely, Kellum Clark, who can run. 3 stolen bags on the year. Bulldogs, as a team, second most stolen bases in the league behind Kentucky. 0-1. Breaking ball, knocked foul to the backstop. Strike 2. Don't play as much small ball. Don't play nearly as aggressive as the Wildcats on the bases. Team that is remarkably patient at the plate. Coming in today had 3 more walks than strikeouts. That's hard to do this deep into the year for anybody. The 0-2. Fastball pounded on the ground to short. Backhanded stab Jarvis. He's got it. On to second for 1. Throw to first, and Forsythe will be safe. Reaching on the fielder's choice, but give a lot of credit to Jim Jarvis. After hustling to his right, made a fine play deep in the hole at short, and was able to get the lead runner out. Looks to be a good call at first base as Forsythe was there ahead of the throw. Ross Highfill next up. A pop out to second base for the state catcher in his last time up in the 3rd. We're in the top of the 5th, 5-0 Alabama. First pitch. Fastball hit on the ground, past the third baseman Eblin, rolling into left field for a base hit. Forsythe hustling to third. The throw will go to second, but going there standing up with a double is Ross Highfill. Now the Bulldogs with 2 in scoring position, only 1 out. All this started with a leadoff walk as the light rain starts to mist again at Sewell-Thomas Stadium. And Jason Jackson's going to come out. We may see some bullpen activity shortly for the Crimson Tide. Be sure to visit the Bryant Museum. Your next trip's Tuscaloosa, located on the UA campus just across from Sewell-Thomas Stadium. Open every day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Except Mondays. Access online at BryantMuseum.com. We're at this game this afternoon, which was moved up to noon. Ball game will be done in plenty of time for you to visit the Bryant Museum before you head home. Just across the street here at Sewell-Thomas Stadium. Coleman Coliseum also in the distance, sound beyond right field. Hope everyone's enjoying their Good Friday. Special to play baseball on Easter weekend, especially with Crimson Tide getting to move up this series with Mississippi State from Thursday to Saturday. That way the Tide would not have to play Easter baseball for another straight year. 2 in scoring position, getting a little interesting with the Bulldogs sending the top of the order to the plate, third time through. First pitch, Amani Leary takes a inside slider, strike one. Really thought that missed for a ball, but Smez framed it well and got the strike call from Harris. Larry hit by a pitch last time up, fly out to left prior to that. The 0-1. Breaking ball, tapped on the ground to the third baseman. Eblin went in front of Jarvis to field it. He throws to first for the out, and a run scores. Forsythe crosses the plate on the ground out to third by Amani Leary. He's making a 5-1 game, top of the fifth. There are now 2 outs. That was risky for Eblin. Standing in front of Jarvis, making that play. Worked out well, and also Highfield stayed at second. Here's Ledbetter. 5-1 the score. Holman allowing his first run of the game. Looks at second, the first pitch. Fastball, missed inside for a ball. 93 on the gun for Holman. Alton Davis is second, warming up for the Crimson Tide in the bullpen. Holman only at 67 pitches. I'll look at second and the 1-0. Fastball bounces into home plate on the dirt, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Holman trying to get through 5 innings. Crimson Tide up by a 5-1 score. First 4 innings were scoreless. This inning got off the tracks with a leadoff walk. Pitch. Here's a swing, and this is popped high and deep down the left field line, but fell to the third base pavilion, bouncing away beyond the tent, and it's 2-1. Two-1 pitch. Fastball line deep down the left field line, but again foul as that slices out of play onto the warning track dirt in the corner. 2-2. Chance for Holman to get out of this inning right here. 5-1 Alabama leads top of the fifth over Mississippi State. Two-two pitch. Swing and a soft line drive to the shortstop at the first cut of grass in center. Jarvis with a grab closes out the inning, and Luke Holman's gotten through 5 innings today against Mississippi State as Alabama carries a 5-1 lead over the Bulldogs to the bottom of the fifth here at the Joe. You're listening to the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
We are DCH. We were built to protect and persevere, to help and to heal, to provide care that's as strong as this community. With steadfast dedication and hearts of gold, no matter what life throws at us, we've got you covered, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you back to what matters most, your life. DCH, champions for your health.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Bottom of the fifth, it's Alabama 5, Mississippi State 1. This SEC series between Mississippi State and Alabama presented by Smile Doctors. Everyone deserves a reason to smile, and Smile Doctors Orthodontics is here to help. Get the amazing smile you deserve. Visit smiledoctors.com today and book your free consultation. It'll still be Lofton working on the hill for Mississippi State. The lefty kind of settled in a little bit in the fourth inning. And even in the third inning, he did a well run, but things nearly got off the tracks with walks. So Alabama's had men on base in each inning to this point, scoring 5 runs on just 2 hits. Those 2 hits, the 2 scoring plays by the Tide, bottom of the second. 2-run single by Williamson, 3-run homer by Johnson. First pitch to Hammiter. Low for a ball. Northridge product at the plate, homered last night. In today's game, 0 for 1 with a walk. Lefty on lefty. Lofton ready, and the pitch. Low. Hammiter gets in front, 2 balls and no strikes. Tide at home, not only this weekend, playing tomorrow at 5 p.m. Scheduled first start, but that certainly could change again. 2-0. Here's a swing and a miss, 2-1. Then next Tuesday at 6 o'clock against Southern Miss, and what'll be one of the best midweek matchups really of the year. The Golden Eagles, perennial regional team. 2-1. Inside, it hit Hammiter in the back, in between the number 11 and Crimson on his back. So in between the single digits, he's hit by the pitch. Men on base each inning for the Crimson Tide continuing. Last night, when it was a tight game at 4-4, Colby Ledbetter got the Tide in order back-to-back in the 5th and 6th. Other than that, men on base each inning of the series as Temez bunts that one foul. So the offense has kind of been there for Alabama. 5 men left on in this game already. Tied up by 4 in the bottom of the 5th, 5-1. A 1 pitch. Temez shows bunt, pulls back, and that misses for a ball. He eventually struck out after trying to lay down a bunt last time up. Ball on the strike, Lofton from the belt. And the throw to first. Hammiter back in after 1 step, standing on first base. Next weekend, of course, the Auburn Tigers will be in town for a 3-game series. 1-1. Temez shows bunt, that sails high. That'll be Friday through Sunday, and both games on Friday and Saturday will be at 6. The Sunday finale at 1 o'clock. Against the Auburn Tigers. Next pitch runner goes. High for a ball. Here comes the throw to second. It kicks off the glove of Forsythe, the shortstop covering. Trickles into shallow right field, and with that, Hammiter takes third. Be a stolen base for Hammiter, then the E2 will put him at third base. Second error by the catcher, Highfill. It'll be E6, actually, a missed catch error by Forsythe. That'll be his 10th error of the year, a team high. Infield in, nobody out, 3-1. Temez waves at and misses a fastball, 3-2. Crimson Tide 5, Bulldogs 1. Hammiter knocking on the door as he stands at third base, right in front of his head coach, Brad Bohannon. Now, time called for what looks to be a warning about the pitch clock. 3-2 it remains. Infield in with nobody out. Payoff pitch. Temez swings and cranks one high and deep to left field and out of here. Dominic Temez with a 2-run homer to left has made it the Crimson Tide 7 and the Mississippi State Bulldogs 1 in the bottom of the 5th. Crimson Tide keep hitting home runs, and this time it's Dominic Temez with his third of the year. Still nobody out in this bottom of the fifth. Bryce Eblin next up. Lefty on lefty. First pitch. Eblin takes Lone outside for a ball. Couple of walks for the Crimson Tide third baseman today. 7-1 lead for Alabama. 1-0. Missing outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Chance to really, for everybody for the Crimson Tide, breathe a sigh of relief after State got a run back top of the fifth, now back in front by 6. Here's a swing, and that's hit foul. It's a growing the lead. Largest lead had been just that 5-zip score. Run rule still a possibility if the Tide can keep adding on to this. Right now up by 6 in the bottom of the fifth. Still nobody out in this inning. 2-1 pitch. Here's a swing, and that's fouled away. 2-2 on Eblin. Really kicking at the pitching rubber is Lofton with his back foot, his left foot. Trying to get comfortable on the mound. 2-2 on its way. Breaking ball, outside corner, strike 3. First out of the inning, and now Pinckney. Base is empty, 1 away. Crimson Tide up 7-1. First pitch, Pinckney takes off the plate for a ball. Pinckney 0 for 2 so far in this ball game, trying to get his first hit of the series. Lofton, the lefty from the belt. 1-0. Breaking ball low. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to Andrew Pinckney. Win today would really help be a good course correction for the Tide if they can get a win tomorrow. Still got to find a way to win this series. 2-0. Bouncing into home plate. And it's 3-0. Series losses going 1-2 the first 3 weekends of SEC play. Losing last night by 4. 3-0 is in there for a strike, 3-1. But you get a win today, you improve to 4-7. Win tomorrow would make you 5-7 in the league. Pitch low and inside, ball 4. The old adage in SEC baseball, you want to win your home series, get at least one, avoid sweeps on the road. Chris Lamona's coming out for Mississippi State, and that may be it for Lofton, and he's already made the motion to the bullpen. Call to the bullpen that's presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Now, you can make a call to Auto Owners Insurance. Go to RolledTide.com/AutoOwners to partner with an independent Alabama agent who can provide local, personalized insurance expertise today. Lofton goes out. It'll be Tapper coming in from the Bulldog bullpen. We'll tell you more about him when we return. This is Alabama Baseball, and you're listening to it from Learfield.
When you're planning your next visit to Tuscaloosa, explore the upscale options available at the new AC Hotel by Marriott. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown Tuscaloosa, surrounding yourself in luxury and comfort in a spacious room with complimentary Wi-Fi, a smart TV, premium toiletries, and a plush bed, while the rooftop bar and lounge provides the best place in town to wind down after cheering the Crimson Tide to victory. AC Hotel Tuscaloosa Downtown is proud to be a preferred hotel partner of the University of Alabama Athletics.
By now, your daily routine is probably a little too routine. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to start playing by your own rules and escape the routine so your fantasy becomes reality? Where every night is an adventure, where new flavors are ready to be tasted, where it feels like you're a winner. Take a chance. Reward yourself. Make your routine anything but routine. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and WindCreekCasino.com.
Call to the bullpen for Mississippi State, and answering the call, the Bulldogs now trailing 7-1, is Brock Tapper. This will be his 10th time out of the bullpen. He's 2-0 with a 3.65 ERA. 12 1/3 innings of work. He's allowed 9 runs, 5 of those earned on 20 hits. 5 walks, 13 strikeouts. Batters against him hitting a robust 351 on the year. Tapper is a lefty. He stands at 6'1", 185 pounds. Originally from Nesbitt, Mississippi, went to DeSoto Central High School. Crimson Tide with a 7-1 lead over Mississippi State. Right now, home run ball, a friend of the Crimson Tide. We saw that yesterday with the back-to-back jacks hit by Jarvis and Hameter. And today we've seen a 3-run homer by Ed Johnson, and then the last scoring play already in this inning, a 2-run shot to left by Dominic Temez. Homers yesterday were to right field. Today they've been to left field. Now Tommy Seidel stepping in from the right side. 0 for 1 to the walk and a run scored. Seidel today. Lefty against righty. First, a throw to first base to check on Pinckney, who does have 4 stolen bags on the year. Back in, standing up without a play. Again, a light rain is falling here at the Joe, but even fans sitting without an umbrella or jacket, able to sit comfortably. It's not too heavy at this point. First pitch is a strike, lower outside corner. To Tommy Seidel. Still a lot of fans huddled up under the overhang from the roof on both first and third base sides. Now the 0-1. Bunted on the grass, then to the dirt, third base side. It will stay a fair ball, kicking off the third base bag. Perfectly done. A bunt single by Tommy Seidel. Baseball fundamentals at its finest from Seidel. 2 on with only 1 gone. 7-1 Alabama leads. And again, Crimson Tide love to be able to get to a 10-run margin and run rule the Bulldogs. A look at second. First pitch. Lefty swing. High, deep drive down the right field line. That will certainly be out of the property, and it is ruled a foul ball as it went into the right field Rangers. Thought maybe that would be ruled a home run. At first off the bat, thought foul ball all the way, but that stayed closer down the line than I originally thought. See if the Crimson Tide want to challenge this or not, as Hodo absolutely launched it down that right field line. Crimson Tide may indeed challenge. And that would certainly help the cause towards ending this game in 7 if they could do that. Kentucky run-ruled Mississippi State 17-3, final game of the series to start conference play. Vanderbilt run-ruled the first game 26-3. And then South Carolina did not run-rule Mississippi State, actually got run-ruled by the Bulldogs in 1 game. So the previous play under further review, again, bounces into the right field Rangers. So the Tide wisely challenging this call. This is a good challenge to use for Brad Bohannon, because if it's reversed and it becomes a home run, and I think it's going to be hard to tell some of the camera angles down that right field line, especially one just looking down the line, looked at first glance to be foul. But again, smart way to challenge, because if it gets reversed, all of a sudden you're up 10-1. And if it stands, you do lose a challenge, but you still have a 7-1 lead and Hodo at the plate. So the umpire's continuing to take a look. Or really, they're not taking a look. The replay office in Birmingham continues reviewing the play. Off first glance, certainly looked like a foul ball moving down the line. Became much closer once it landed down the right field line. So awaiting the call from Birmingham as to whether that ball was fair or foul. Right now, 7-1 Alabama. So the call stands as foul. So no homer just yet from the Crimson Tide's Will Hodo, but based off that first swing he had against Tapper, don't count him out in this at-bat. He may straighten it out and make it a 10-1 game. As it stands, 2 on base. Pinckney at second, Seidel at first. Now the 0-1. Breaking ball, strike call over outside corners. Just like that, Hodo down to his last strike, 0-2. Two on with just one gone. Already 2 runs have scored in this inning on the Temez homer. Tapper a look at second. The 0-2. Hodo takes high. Fastball at 89. (7-1) Alabama trying to win this game to even the series at 1 game apiece leading into tomorrow night. The 1-2. Swing and a bounding ball. Foul right to Hunter Morris, first base coach. Do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Hodo's got great power for the Crimson Tide. 4 homers on the season. Last home run was hit in Mobile against South Alabama in a 4-0 win. 1-2. Upstairs, ball 2. That was back on Tuesday, March 14th, the last midweek game before SEC play started with the Florida Gators the next weekend. So he hasn't homered since March 14th. Tremendous power, always one of the best power hitters in batting practice for the Tide. 2-2. Called, third strike, lower outside corner. Fastball at 88, spotted well by Tapper for the second out. First strikeout for lefty Tapper since he took over for Lofton on the hill. Now it's Drew Williamson. Already a 2-run single to his credit today that started the scoring. Lefty on lefty, first pitch. And check swing foul ball. Williamson with 9 home runs, matching his season high from a year ago for home runs in a career. Well, he gets 10 homers. 2 on base with 2 gone. The 0-1. Called strike. Fastball over outside corner, similar to the pitch that Hodo struck out looking on. 7-1, Alabama leads Mississippi State. 2 gone, 2 men on base, in the bottom of the 5th. The 0-2. Swing and a fly ball going into right field, dropping in for a base hit. Getting the wave around third, Pinckney. He scores onto third base, Tommy Seidel. Drew Williamson comes through again with 2 outs. This time it's an RBI single to right field, and now in the bottom of the 5th, it's Alabama 8, Mississippi State 1. (8-1) Alabama, bottom of the 5th. Men on the corners with 2 outs and Ed Johnson to the plate. Johnson 1 for 3 with that towering 3-run homer back in the 2nd. Lefty against righty. First pitch. Johnson a check swing as that ball misses low, ball 1. 8 runs, but only 5 hits for Alabama, taking advantage of the 9 walks drawn. And this inning featuring 3 runs. 2 of the men that scored got on base due to a free pass. Hameter hit by a pitch, Pinckney drawing a walk. 1-0. Runner going for second. That pitch off the plate for a ball. Throw to second, tag applied, and Williamson is out. Caught stealing for the 3rd time this season, and that will close out the inning. But 3 runs added to the Crimson Tide total in the bottom of the 5th. Let's roll to the 6th inning. It's Alabama with an 8-1 lead against Mississippi State. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Top of the sixth inning, it's Alabama with an 8-1 lead against Mississippi State here at the Joe. And this sixth inning brought to you by Beatbox, now an official sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Each Beatbox is bursting with delicious flavors, gluten-free, low sugar, and resealable. Look for it across the Southeast for your next tailgate. Enjoy some Beatbox this weekend as the Crimson Tide trying to beat the Bulldogs for the first time in this series after last night's State claimed a 12-8 win in the opener. Alabama bouncing back really well in Game 2 so far. Still have 4 innings to go as we start at the top of the sixth. Luke Holman still working on the mound. 73rd pitch of the game. Hits Hunter Hines on his left leg, and Hines will toss his bat in disgust and start to head slowly up the first base side. Hines hit by the pitch starting the inning as the athletic trainer will come out for a moment, Mississippi State, and talk to him. Riley Quick currently getting loose in the Crimson Tide bullpen, a right-hander. Go to Jordan after stepping in from the right side. Wants a little bit of extra time for Hines at first. Holman only giving up a run on 3 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts today. First pitch to Jordan is fouled straight back, strike 1. Jordan singled against Holman back in the 4th, one of the 3 hits Mississippi State has recorded today. The 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, check swing, went around. According to home plate umpire Joe Harris, strike 2. Holman getting a lot of quick contact today. He's had 3 strikeouts compared to 2 walks, mostly groundouts and flyouts for the Bulldogs. 8-1, Alabama leads top of the 6th inning. Set of the belt. The 0-2. Curveball in the dirt, blocked by Temez just to his right, escaping the dirt circle and on the first cut of artificial turf up the first base line. The 1-2. Slider, called third strike, lower inside corner. 4th strikeout for Holman. Alabama leads top of the 6th inning. Overshift is on to the right side against Luke Hancock. First pitch to the lefty. Breaking ball, drops in for a strike on a curve from Holman. Ablin, the third baseman, to the normal second base spot. Johnson pulled way over closer to first base. Only Jarvis on the left side. Nobody around third base for the Tide defensively. Set of the belt, Holman. The 0-1. Breaking ball, check swing, foul ball. Strike 2. So Hancock down to his last strike. Holman gets set. The 0-2. Fastball upstairs, high and outside, 1-2. Hancock laid off. 1 run, 3 hits, an error for the Bulldogs. 8 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Crimson Tide. The 1-2. Slider, tap foul behind home plate. Stays at a ball and 2 strikes. That was the 80th pitch thrown by Holman. Looking for his first SEC win, trying to get to 5 wins in the year to lead the Crimson Tide. For those of you that care about pitcher wins. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball outside. Tide fans wanted it to be rolled strike 3, but that slider definitely missed. 2-2 the count. Two. Fastball peppered foul down the left side. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Luke Hancock from Luke Holman. Father Craig, a standout at Jacksonville State, even pitched in minor league baseball. Holman set at the belt. 2-2. Curveball, again, just missed. This one a little bit closer to the outer half of the plate. Quick still ready to go in the bullpen for Alabama. Throw to first, trying to catch Hines napping, and he nearly got him. Hines jolting back to the bag, standing up. Hancock at the plate. Payoff pitch. Swing and a line drive to right, and that'll go right to Tommy Seidel. He makes the grab, Brown number 2, and retreating back to first base, Hines. Slade Alford, last chance to extend this top of the 6th inning for Mississippi State, and it looks like he will not get a chance to face Holman again as Coach Jason Jackson's coming out and possibly taking out Holman, who's only at 85 pitches, and yes, it will be called to the bullpen. So call the bullpen presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Now you can make the call to Auto Owners Insurance. Go to rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with independent Alabama agent to provide local personalized insurance expertise today. Job well done by Luke Holman. Alabama up 8-1 top of the 6th inning, and he exits with 2 gone in the top of the 6th inning. New pitcher will be Riley Quick. You're listening to Alabama Baseball from Learfield.
In SEC sports, the ifs come at you every minute. What if your QB had released the ball a second earlier? What if the head coach hadn't used his last time out? What if your team goes all the way this season? If you love the tradition, if you live for the rivalry, if you can't wait each week for the absolute edge of your seat action, Regions is right there with you as the official bank of the SEC.
Regions can't help you with the ifs in sports. Regions helps you embrace the infinite life.
Member FDIC.
We are DCH. We were built to protect and persevere, to help and to heal, to provide care that's as strong as this community. With steadfast dedication and hearts of gold, no matter what life throws at us, we've got you covered, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you back to what matters most, your life. DCH, champions for your health.
Top of the 6th inning, it's Alabama enjoying an 8-1 lead over Mississippi State, and the Crimson Tide for the first time today making a call to the bullpen. That's presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Again, you make a call to Auto Owners Insurance. Go to rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent who can provide local personalized insurance expertise today. Riley Quick taking over on the mound for the Crimson Tide as Quick continues his warm-up tosses. The native of Trussville went to Hewitt Trussville. He's only a freshman, standing at a tall and imposing 6'6". 260 pounds so far this season. Riley Quick, 9 times out of the bullpen, 0-1, 4.76 ERA with a save. 11 and a third innings, racking up 16 strikeouts compared to 10 walks in that time. It's also given up 6 runs on 13 hits. 2 gone, top of the 6th inning. Righty on righty. First pitch to Alford. Low, and this skips away from Temez. Bounces into foul territory, third base side, and that's a wild pitch to start the time of Quick on the mound. Quick having to come in with a man on base. Thought maybe Alabama would let Holman go one more batter, try to get out of the inning, and then start Quick with nobody on base. As he's had a few wild pitches stack up against him in his time on the mound. That's the third one he's had. Now the 1-0. Slider high. Well above the zone, 2-0. Pitchers always want to come in with a clean inning if possible. Holman, 85 pitches. Really have been in a good groove. Alabama up 8-1. Top of the 6th inning. Now the 2-0. Fastball, lower part of the zone, ruled a strike. Quick showing off his arm strength, 95 miles per hour on the pitch. Quick from the stretch. A look at second and the 2-1. Big swing and a miss. Low inside fastball, 2-2. Second base, Hunter Hines, hit by a pitch to begin the inning. (8-1) Alabama, 2-2. Swing and a foul tip off the instep of Slade Alford, and it remains 2-2. So tied bullpen trying to piece together the rest of this game. Alabama would also try and love to add to the lead to maybe run rule and save the bullpen for tomorrow's finale, which, if it does turn into a run rule win, would be to determine the series winner. 2-2 the count. Pitch by Quick. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bobbled by Temez. He spins around, takes his time, throws to first, and just guns down Alford to end the inning. So the Bulldogs held off the scoreboard in the top of the 6th. First 2 outs recorded by Luke Coleman. The last one by Riley Quick. Last of the 6 coming up. It's the Tide 8 and the Bulldogs 1. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
By now, your daily routine is probably a little too routine. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to start playing by your own rules and escape the routine so your fantasy becomes reality? Where every night is an adventure, where new flavors are ready to be tasted, where it feels like you're a winner. Take a chance. Reward yourself. Make your routine anything but routine. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and WindCreekCasino.com.
Crimson Tide 8 and Mississippi State 1. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning at the Joe, and this is the perfect time for some Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. With zero sugar and refreshingly delicious, is Coca-Cola Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself. Find out what happens in this bottom of the 6th inning after we first pause. 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. (8-1) Alabama in front, bottom of the 6th inning. Roger Hoover with you from Sewell-Thomas Stadium. Game being produced by Jacob Smith at our Learfield studios. Ed Johnson at the plate. First pitch is a little high, but a ruled a strike. Ethan Carabin producing our video stream, the booth cam for Crimson Tide Sports Network social media platforms. No balls and a strike, the pitch. Swing and a bouncing ball to third behind the bag. A fair ball fielded by Alford, throws to first offline, and Johnson beats it out. Comes up a little lane as he runs to first base. Hopefully he'll be all right. Able to stay on his own 2 feet. And it's single for Johnson. Ethan will be hard at work coming up later on, tweeting out and putting on Instagram and YouTube shorts the booth cam highlight of Ed Johnson's home run from the 5-run bottom of the second. Tide really took control there in that game, haven't let up since. Here's a swing, and that's chopped foul. Booth cam highlights from yesterday's back-to-back home runs by Jarvis and Hameter. Check those out now on all of our social media platforms. 8-1 the score, Alabama leading, bottom of the 6th inning. Jim Jarvis to the plate now, lefty on lefty, the pitch. Breaking ball high for a ball. Jarvis relatively quiet today, a walk and a couple of groundouts to shortstop. 1-1. Breaking ball swung on and popped up a mile high on the infield, just front of the mound. Who wants it? Third baseman, Slade Alford. He'll make the grab just shy of the hill, and there's one gone. Now it's William Hameter to the plate. 8-1 Alabama. Bottom of the 6th inning. Hit by a pitch and a walk and a flyout for Hameter today. First pitch, lefty on lefty, drops low for a ball, and a changeup missing from Tapper. No true bullpen activity for the Bulldogs at the moment. Really none for Alabama. Should see quick after getting the final out, top of the 6th inning. Remain on the hill for the 7th. Quick visit to the mound for Highfield visiting with Tapper. One-oh pitch. Swing and a bouncing ball in the grass, fair to the first baseman. Fielding at Hancock, he steps on first to set down Hameter. No play at second with Johnson. He'll move to second base on the ground out. Dominic Temez, last time up, powering out a 2-run homer to left. I made it the Crimson Tide 7 and the Bulldogs 1, and time called. Brad Bohannon will speak to Temez, and Hameter running back to the dugout, possibly a pinch runner. Or, excuse me, Johnson going back to the dugout. So Johnson will go back in. It looks like a pinch runner will be brought in, possibly, you would think, Will Portera. Let's see. Yes, Will Portera. He'll jog out and he'll take over in the spot of Johnson. We could see him play defensively at either second base, possibly may move to third and shift Eblin to his more natural second base position, where Eblin's played a lot for Alabama the last few years. Portera now at second, 2 gone, and it's Temez at the plate. First pitch, Tapper with a fastball missing low and off plate for ball 1. Now the 1-0. Temez takes a strike. And also Johnson came up a little gimpy as he ran to first base, so hopefully he's feeling all right. Now back in the Tide clubhouse. 1-1. Here's a swing, and this is launched foul down the right field line. Ball and 2 strikes on Temez. Crimson Tide leading 8-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. One and 2 on Temez. Runner at second, Portera, the pitch. Swing, and another one clubbed high and deep in the air to left field, and another one is gone. Dominic Temez homers off the scoreboard, and in the bottom of the 6th inning, his 2-run homer has grown Alabama's lead to 10-1 over Mississippi State. The party continues for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Disco helmet on in the dugout. Snap the picture. Tide will remember this one. A 2-homer effort by Dominic Temez, and now just need one more run to get to 10. First pitch low and outside for a ball. Right now it's a 9-run lead, but trying to take a 10-run lead going to the 7th to run rule the Bulldogs. 1-0 on Eblin. And the pitch. High and off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes to Bryce Eblin. Bulldogs have been in the receiving end of some run rule losses already this year. 17-3 against Kentucky. That's low for a ball, but a strike. Call by Joe Harris. Then the most notable example, first game against Vanderbilt fell at Duty Noble Field, 26-3 in 7 innings. Pitch is low and outside, and it's 3-1 to Eblin. Walk would certainly help the Tide cause here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. 10-1 Alabama. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball just off the plate. Eblin down to his final strike as the count's full to 3-2. Payoff pitch. Off the plate, ball 4. Eblin works the walk. So again, if Eblin scores, Tide go up 11-1. State would be down to its final 3 outs in the top of the 7th inning. New for SEC games this year. We've seen the run rule before in SEC tournament play, but it's now in effect for all SEC regular season games. We see it every now and then in non-conference. Both teams have to agree to it. Here's Andrew Pinckney. Lefty to righty. First pitch. Strike call or inside corner on a fastball. Pinckney a walk, otherwise 0 for 2. Average sitting at .327 coming into this at-bat. And the 0-1. Check swing, a ball in the dirt. Eblin taking off for second. In there, sliding in head first without a play. Wild pitch, putting Eblin at second with 2 gone. Pinckney with a man in scoring position, 2 gone, 1-1. Low, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Pinckney very good in spots like this. He's a .341 2-out hitter. 2-1. Swing and a chopper to the third baseman rather, just fouled down the third base line, and it's 2-2. Pinckney a walk his last time up. Trying to get the Crimson Tide to that 10-run margin. Forsythe warming up in the bullpen for Mississippi State. Look at second, 2-2. Low and outside, full count. Pinckney reaches, Tommy Seidel waits on deck. Eblin in scoring position with 2 gone. Alabama up 10-1, bottom of the 6th. Payoff pitch. Pinckney swings and misses, strike 3, and that will close out the inning. But this inning featured another bomb from Dom, a 2-run homer by Dominic Temez, extending the Tide advantage as we roll to the 7th. It's Alabama 10 and Mississippi State 1. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Meet Ed, movie buff, animal lover, safe driver.
5 years of driving an ambulance teaches you a thing or two. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. When I see a car trying to rush past a turning bus, I get concerned. You see, when big vehicles turn right, they have to swing wide to make the turn. And that's a lesson you don't want to learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait.
It's our roads. It's our safety.
Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
I've been driving trucks for a long time. Safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots. That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Top of the seventh, a 10-1 lead for Alabama against Mississippi State. This seventh inning brought to you by the Soup Store, Bama's home for the best selection of Crimson Tide apparel. Visit one of their locations in Tuscaloosa at the Ferguson Center, University Boulevard, or Bryant Drive. Shop online at soupstore.ua.edu. One change for the Crimson Tide, I guess a couple changes. Will Portera, as we thought, stays in the ballgame. He'll take over, however, at third base, so Bryce Eblin will move to second base. But right now, you couldn't tell because Portera into the shift goes to the second baseman spot, and then it's Eblin in shallow right field. The shift is on for Clark. Double and a walk for him today. Quick on the mound. First pitch, low for a ball on a slider from Riley Quick. 10-1 Crimson Tide, a run, 3 hits, an error for the Bulldogs. 10 runs, 7 hits for the Tide. 1-0. Low. And it's 2 balls and no strikes for Kellum Clark. So Quick gets a full inning to work with. Holman went 5 2/3. Here's the 2-0. Low again, ball 3. Holman allowing a run. It was earned on 3 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Finishes the game right at 85 pitches, 59 strikes. Now the 3-0. Low, and this one goes all the way to the backstop. Kellum Clark reaching first on the base on balls to begin the 7th. It's a man on for Lane Forsyth. 10-1 Crimson Tide leading in the top of the 7th inning. Alton Davis is second, warming up in the bullpen in case Quick runs into any trouble here in the 7th. Alabama up by 9. First pitch, inside corner strike, low and in at 95 from Riley Quick. Those of you wanting the run rule win, you got to keep this game right where it is. 9-run margin. Hope Alabama scores to walk it off in the bottom of the inning. Here's the 0-1. Low and inside. Clark will hang out at first base after a lengthy lead off the bag, seeing the ball go in the dirt to one of the heroes of today's game, Dominic Temez, with a pair of 2-run homers to left field. Done a good job catching for the Crimson Tide. The 1-1. Inside, nearly hit him, and that's ball 2, and taking off late for second will be Clark. Wild pitch assessed to Riley Quick, and with that, here comes Jason Jackson. Pitching coach for the Crimson Tide will converge with all the Crimson Tide infielders surrounding Riley Quick. We'll see if called the bullpen will be made. 10-1 Alabama leading Mississippi State in the top of the 7th inning. Home plate umpire Joe Harris will try to break it up, and Quick will stay on the mound. Getting a little cooler as the game goes on, so just put on my gray pullover with the vintage Vault A logo on the front. Thanks to our friends at Onward Reserve, the official apparel provider of the Crimson Tide Sports Network. We thank them for all the great gear this season. Visit onwardreserve.com for all of your golf and game day apparel. Live authentically with Onward Reserve. 2-1 pitch. Low. Ball 3. 95 miles per hour on the heater by Quick. Forsyth reaching on a fielder's choice last time up. Clark at second, nobody out. 3-1. Fastball, spotted for a strike, lower inside corner. 94 on the gun from Riley Quick, who lights up the radar gun every time he pitches. Still trying to find that proper control in his freshman season. 3-2 the count. The pitch. Low and inside, ball 4. Second walk to begin the inning from Jason Jackson out for a second time, and that will do it for Riley Quick. Got the final out in the 6th inning, but back-to-back walks start the 7th. Still nobody out in Alabama. Up by 9, trying to hold on to that margin, hoping for a quick ending to this ball game in the bottom of the 7th. But it'll be Alton Davis II taking over on the mound as it's time for another call to the bullpen presented by Auto Owners Insurance. You're listening to Alabama Baseball from Learfield.
And the pitch.
A swing so powerful it takes our breath away.
Whoa, what a grab.
A double play that has us high-fiving strangers, swaying together with every take me out to the ball game, and the rally that brings us to our feet as one. At Alabama Power, we believe that sharing 9 innings of baseball makes us a better community. It's a powerful spirit that energizes the communities we serve. It's power for a better Alabama. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Top of the 7th, 2 on with nobody out for Mississippi State. The Bulldogs trailing the Crimson Tide by a 10-1 score. And Alton Davis II takes over as part of the call to the bullpen presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Davis making his warm-up tosses on the mound for Alabama. He is a native of Hueytown. Stands 6'5", 185 pounds. Only a freshman last year. This time of the year, he is pitching for Hueytown High School. Looking at his work out of the pen this year, 10 games, 10th appearance today, now coming out of the bullpen, but in his previous 9, no wins, no losses, a 4.91 ERA, 11 innings of work, giving up 6 runs all earned on 12 hits, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts. Batters against Davis hitting at .273. He's looked really sharp at times in his freshman campaign. A lot of power from him from the left side. The pitcher we just saw quick from the right side for Alabama. The future extremely bright in the bullpen for Alabama. 7th inning is where yesterday State did its damage with a trio of home runs to break open what had been a 4-4 game, made it 10-4. Eventually they rode that to the 12-8 win in Game 1. Quick turnaround for Game 2 of the series. First pitch was moved up 6 hours due to the threat of rain later tonight. Been playing now for 2 hours and 15 minutes. We've reached the top of the 7th inning. Look at second base. First pitch. Swing, and that's a cracked foul behind home plate by Highfill, who was one of the heroes of last night's game. He does have a double today. Last night, a 2-homer game. Solo homer in the second, then Cherry on top of that 6-run 7th inning with a 3-run shot. Now the 0-1. Swing, and that's hit foul to the netting. Davis gets in front, no balls and 2 strikes. Two on with nobody out. 10-1 Alabama leads. Top of the 7th and the pitch. Upstairs, a little outside, and it's 1-2. Davis trying to get the first out here in the top of the 7th. A look at second and the 1-2. Swing, and that one's chopped on the ground foul. First base side, stay 1-2 as we continue playing under partly cloudy skies. Again, temperatures have been in the low 60s throughout most of this ball game. We've seen a light rain at times. Right now, pretty dry. It's Tide and the Bulldogs try to complete the first 2 games of the series ahead of all the bad weather headed tonight in Tuscaloosa. 1-2. Check swing and a ball low and inside. Did he go around? No, says first base umpire Kevin Sweeney. 2-2. Two on, nobody out. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Alton Davis, the second, with his first strikeout today, and that's a big first out here in the top of the 7th inning. (10-1) Alabama leads. 2 on with 1 out for the Bulldogs. Amani Larry batting for the right side. First pitch. Larry swings and pops it up high to right field. Seidel waiting for it. Taps his glove, makes the grab for the out. Runners stay where they are. 1 pitch to get the second out of the inning. All that's left for State in this inning to try and keep it going. Colton Ledbetter and finally Davis getting a lefty versus lefty matchup after facing Highfill and Larry from the right side of the plate. 10-1 Alabama, top of the 7th inning. A look back at second. And the first pitch. Fastball, called strike, lower outside corner to the lefty. Ledbetter 0 for 3, a strikeout. Hit into a double play in the third. Had a soft fly out to short last time up. 0-1. Waved at and missed. Couldn't handle the slider, strike 2. 10-1 Alabama, a chance for Davis to close out the inning with 2 men on base, 2 gone. The 0-2. In the dirt. Blocked well by Temez in front of home plate, trickling into the first cut of grass on the infield. Runners stay where they are. Clark at second, Forsythe at first. The 1-2. Swing, and that one's pounded foul on the ground first base side. We'll do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. I want to set down Ledbetter here, looming on deck. Hunter Hines, he of 13 homers this year. The 1-2. Reached for and fouled away to the netting behind home plate. Ball and 2 strikes, it remains to Ledbetter. One-two pitch. Darts in for a strike. Excellent work by Alton Davis II, as he does not allow a run to score for Mississippi State. 7th inning stretch time at the Joe. It's a score of Alabama 10 and Mississippi State 1. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The next time you need a medical imaging provider, go where the Tide goes. The radiology clinic just north of the river is the Tide's choice for all of their medical imaging needs. Our compassionate care, extended hours, easy parking, and convenient location make the radiology clinic a championship choice for all of your imaging needs. Visit us online at TuscaloosaRadiology.com or call 205-345-2000 to schedule your appointment.
Bottom of the 7th inning, it's Alabama with a 10-1 lead against Mississippi State, and we will see a new pitcher take over on the mound. It'll be Logan Forsythe. Freshman out of Iberville, Mississippi, taking over on the mound. Looking at Forsythe, who stands at 6 feet tall, 190 pounds, again from the Iberville, Mississippi. Made his collegiate debut earlier this year, so just in his freshman year pitching for the Bulldogs. And so far when he's been on the mound, no wins, no losses, a 10.50 ERA in his 6 games out of the bullpen, 6 innings of work, 10 strikeouts compared to 6 walks for Logan Forsythe. So he's continuing his warm-up toss on the mound. 2 Forsythes on the roster, but from different cities. Take a quick look at their notes online to see whether or not there's any relation between Logan and Lane. Nope, they are not brothers. Logan does have one brother named Trey. Tommy Seidel, first to face him. 1 run will win this game for the Tide. 9-run lead, so the first pitch on the way. Inside for a ball, and there wouldn't need to be a top of the 8th inning for the Bulldogs. Chance for the Tide to walk it off. Saw a walk-off against UAB a few weeks ago, 12-2. Pitch, here's a swing, and that's rocketed foul down the right side. Ball and a strike on Seidel. Tommy with a bunt single, perfectly placed down the third base line that eventually kicked off the third base bag. Now the 1-1. Bounces into home plate, then took a nasty bounce off the catcher's mask of Highfill. 2-1. Crimson Tide with a 10-1 lead. If you're just joining us, Alabama broke through with 5 runs in the bottom of the second. With 2 outs, it was Drew Williamson with a 2-run single. Ed Johnson deposited a 3-run homer over the left field wall to make it 5-zip. Tide added 3 runs in the 5th. 2-run homer by Temez, RBI single by Williamson. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled away. First base side, 2-2. Then there was a 2-run homer in the 6th inning as well by Temez. That grew the lead to 10-1. That's where we are now. Luke Coleman pitched well on the mound. He's in line for that all-important pitcher win. Here's the 2-2. Low. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch on the way. Inside, ball 4. The winning run's on base. Again, Crimson Tide, you want to have the run rule victory. But the main reason is this: save the bullpen. You didn't have to tax the bullpen too much, just Quick and Davis. And you just guaranteed win. Don't want the Bulldogs to have a miraculous 8th or 9th to have the opportunity to come back. So we've seen wins very hard to come by in SEC baseball. First pitch is high for a ball. Tide today trying to improve to 4-7 with a win and trying to drop the Bulldogs to 2-9. If the Bulldogs were to win this game, the records would be even. Certainly don't want that. 1-0. Pitch to Hodo. Low and inside. Ball 2. Hodo nearly homered last time up down the right field line. Ruled a foul ball. Video review confirmed it was foul. Pitch low. 2-0 on Hodo. .30 pitch. Ball 4. Low and outside. A fastball miss from Forsythe. 2 on, including the winning run now at second. Drew Williamson next up. Two on, nobody out. First pitch. High and off the plate for a ball. .1-0 pitch. Low and inside. 2-0. Forsythe really struggling throwing strikes. 11 pitches thrown. Now 12 pitches thrown. 10 have been balls. Only 2 strikes thrown at this point. Danger walking the bases loaded. 2-0. Here's a swing and a line drive ripped right to the shortstop. A low liner into the glove of Lane Forsythe, and that's the first out. If Forsythe is in position a little closer to second base, position a little more to his left, that likely gets through for a base hit and brings home Seidel to end the game in an 11-1 win. Line drive with eyes. That was scorched off the bat of Williamson. He lines out to short, 1 away. Here's Portera. Lefty batter. First pitch swinging. Base hit to right field. Here comes Seidel around third base, giving the wave. The throw will come home. It's cut off, and Alabama, thanks to Will Porteras' RBI single, walks off a run rule winner, 11-1 over Mississippi State in the bottom of the seventh. This series all tied at a game apiece. Yesterday, State a winner 12-8, but the Crimson Tide respond today with a dominant 11-1 win in Game 2 of the series here at the Joe. Tide could celebrate as this game is over in only 7 innings of play. Alabama 11, Mississippi State 1. And with that, we will go ahead and move to the Bama Baseball postgame show presented by Residence Inn. You're listening to the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I found hope in the midst of an overwhelming situation.
Alcoholism is a disease that can affect any family. Everyone suffers, but there is help and hope at Al-Anon Family Groups.
Al-Anon gave me my life back. I'm a better father and husband.
Are you in an overwhelming situation because of someone else's drinking? Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Local and virtual meetings are available. Maybe one could work for you. Call 1-866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
Medicaid and CHIP offer free or low-cost health coverage for children and teens. Hospital and doctor visits, prescriptions, shots, and more are covered. That's peace of mind for parents if a child is sick or gets injured. And parents may now be eligible for Medicaid too, even if they've applied in the past. Enrollment is always open. Visit InsureKidsNow.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Crimson Tide just finishing up the victory lap, and they can savor this win 11-1 over Mississippi State in 7 innings here in Tuscaloosa. I want to remind you this game was brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health, reminding you to protect your team by getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Tide fans ages 12 and older are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine in Alabama. For more information, visit alcovidvaccine.gov. Crimson Tide run rule winners over Mississippi State. A strong effort by Brand Bohannon's bunch today as Luke Holman is your winning pitcher. He improves to 5-1. And then Gerangelo Sainja, the starter who gave up those 5 runs bottom of the second. He is the losing pitcher as Alabama wins 11-1. Tide Baseball also brought to you by AC Hotel. Experience an upscale stay in the heart of the city, conveniently located in downtown Tuscaloosa. AC Hotel, just minutes away from attractions like the Riverwalk, the amphitheater, and everything the University of Alabama has to offer. Check out the convenience of AC Hotel Tuscaloosa for your next trip to the Capstone. Again, in 7 innings, a run rule victory for the Crimson Tide. 11-1 is the final score as we're just getting going on the Bama Baseball postgame show presented by Residence Inn Tuscaloosa. Proud to be a preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide. Back with more in a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times.
being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA, is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families, and one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Payout pitch. Tamez swings and cranks one high and deep to left field and out of here. Dominic Tamez with a 2-run homer to left has made it the Crimson Tide 7 and the Mississippi State Bulldogs 1 in the bottom of the 5th. One of just a couple home runs today by Dominic Tamez, part of this 11-1 victory for the Crimson Tide against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. And only 7 innings, the run rule win for the Tide. It looks like the run rule happened right on time because the rain has returned here to the Alabama campus. And the baseball team will get ready to put on the tarp and trying to cover the field. And hopefully everything will be good to go for tomorrow at 5 o'clock. But right now, Roger Hoover from the press box in the dry, joined hopefully dry as well in the Crimson Tide dugout. Brad Bohannon, the head coach of the Crimson Tide. And Roll Tide, Coach Bo, congratulations on the victory. And it seems like everything went to plan today with Luke Coleman on the mound and the bats coming through, especially with that 5-run bottom of the 2nd.
Yeah, great effort by our club. Really proud of them. We obviously, weren't good enough the last 3 innings last night out of the bullpen. And it was a disappointing night, quick turnaround, and our guys came out ready to play. And Luke, as you mentioned, Luke gave us a phenomenal start and a lot of production up and down the lineup. And, Mississippi State gave us some free base runners, and we did a great job today of taking advantage of their mistakes.
Certainly did, and going back to that 2nd inning, I'm sure you're, of course, proud of the hits by Williamson, the 2-run single to make it 2-zip, Johnson, the 3-run homer. But as you mentioned, taking those walks, the patience shown by Tommy Seidel and then Will Hodo speak a lot for what your group is able to do.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to string together good at-bats. And, a home run is obviously a good at-bat, but taking a borderline pitch deep into the count is a great at-bat as well, and that's team offense. There's been some times we felt like we've left more than our shares of runners on base. We had 8 of our 11 runs today were with 2 outs, and I thought that was the difference in the game.
Certainly was, and then another difference in the game, Dominic Tamez, a 2-homer effort for Dom. Just what did you see from the Crimson Tide catcher today?
Yeah, Dom was huge. I thought the first homer he hit, he was sitting on a changeup. Lofton's got a really good changeup, and I thought it was a really mature at-bat for Dom. He knew when he got to 2 strikes that he was just going to sit on it and wait on it, and that was big. And then his second home run really extended the lead and gives to walk him off and save 2 innings of pitching for tomorrow.
Well, we're ready for tomorrow. This first pitch was moved up, of course, 6 hours to try and avoid the rain tonight. So you got 2 games in, and now Alabama playing for a series win tomorrow. Just what do you hope to see with Grayson hit on the mound as Alabama tries to win the series?
Yeah, well, I feel good about our pitching for tomorrow. Grayson's going to give us a great start. Cade Woods and Hunter Posado and Nate Mozo are all available and fresh. And, we got to do a good job offensively of taking advantage of what they give us and get some big 2-out hits. And we need to win a series, obviously. You hate saying that week 4, but, man, we need to win a series. You got to protect your home turf, and we need to play our best tomorrow.
We'll look forward to it. Coach Bohannon, congratulations on the victory. Thank you for joining us. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, Roger. Thank you.
That's Brad Bohannon, the victorious head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Our conversation with Coach Bo, always presented by Assurance Mortgage. Less time than an inning. You could be saving money by applying for a mortgage at AssuranceMortgage.com. Assurance Mortgage, proud partner of the Crimson Tide. And while we have a moment, telling you what's going on the Cooks Pest Control scoreboard here on campus. Coming up later today at 4 o'clock, make sure you go to Rhodes Stadium for Game 2 of the series between Alabama and South Carolina in softball after the Tide were winners yesterday in extra innings against the Gamecocks. When we come back, we'll tell you what's on tap next for the Crimson Tide. We can tell you that today's final score in only 7 innings, Alabama picks up a run rule 11-1 win over Mississippi State. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Ask Bates, Roberts, Folks, and Jackson in Birmingham if auto owners make sense for you.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and
And what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you're going to get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations, exposing themselves to an agent that eliminates their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's today for a free evaluation.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie. Cook's Pest Control.
Excuse me, do you know the average time of one full inning at a Crimson Tide baseball game?
10 minutes. Half hour?
I think 45 minutes.
Actually, one inning in baseball lasts about 20 minutes. Any idea how long it takes to complete a mortgage application?
An hour and a half.
Probably like 3 hours at least.
It takes a couple days.
I'm going to go with 45 minutes.
Actually, at Assurance Financial, you can apply for a mortgage in less time than one inning. Find out more by visiting them at AssuranceMortgage.com. That's AssuranceMortgage.com. Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 70876. Lefty batter. First pitch swinging. Base hit to right field. Here comes Seidel around third base, giving the wave. The throw will come home. It's cut off, and Alabama, thanks to Will Porteras, RBI single, walks off a run rule winner, 11-1 over Mississippi State in the bottom of the seventh. Again, perfect timing. Alabama wins 11-1. Now the rain tarp on the field. Hopefully will protect this playing surface at Sewell-Thomas Stadium from all the rain later tonight, as two games are in the books. Alabama and Mississippi State even at a game apiece. And now what's on tap next, presented by Bud Light. Bud Light, a proud sponsor of Alabama baseball. Tomorrow, the first pitch scheduled for 5 o'clock. Again, the first two games of the series of pitch time has been moved up by an hour yesterday and today by a full 6 hours. So who knows what time we'll play baseball tomorrow, but we will play to avoid the rain and close out this series to try and determine a winner from two teams that really need their first series win of the year in SEC play, Mississippi State and Alabama. But right now, scheduled for 5 o'clock, our radio coverage will begin at 4:55 across the network. Special thank you back to our studios, Jacob Smith, doing a fine job producing this game at Learfield, Ethan Kierman producing our booth cam here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network social media channels. For everyone with Alabama baseball program and the Crimson Tide Sports Network, this is Roger Hoover saying thank you for listening as Alabama run rules Mississippi State 11-1 in 7 innings. From Sewell-Thomas Stadium, good night and roll Tide.